Good afternoon, everyone. Happy Tuesday. We'd just like to welcome you to our live virtual session today that is brought to you from your lovely St. Kitts Cooperative Credit Union. So we're going to start in just about 2 minutes, so just stand by. We'll be talking to you guys soon, so just give us 2 minutes and then we'll be about to start. Yeah, don't come to me yet. I just get super nervous, I swear. Super nervous. How so? My arm is nervous. I just laugh and do all kind of giddy foolishness. You know what's stress. Okay. Oh my god. Nice, huh? Oh, it is? Okay. Okay, you're super nervous thing of this shit. Gee, you're telling people you're super nervous of this shit. With the credit union prayer, you wake up, right? You mean wake up? Okay. You ready? Good afternoon, everyone, and welcome to our Member Education Forum. We're so happy and privileged to have you joining us live via Facebook and via our YouTube pages. My name is Mr. Cleon Bradshaw, and I am a member of the St. Kitts Cooperative Credit Union. This afternoon, we have in store for you a very it's going to be short and sweet, it's going to be impactful. One of the goals of this forum is to really bring some education information to you. We want to talk about the new experience as COVID becomes the new norms. We realize that per se flying and going overseas for school may not be that available to you. And we have resources right here in St. Kitts through our UWI campus, open campus, that can facilitate literally all of your dreams and desires in terms of your undergrad and master's and even PhD education here. So you don't have to worry about jumping on a plane and going to school. It's right here. It's available right here to you. So we're going to highlight that this afternoon. We're going to highlight that, and we have the wonderful Mrs. Gail Gray Phillip, who is the coordinator at the UWI campus, the head of state, I would say, at the UWI campus. Interestingly, her husband is actually on the board here. So that just kind of works out in my favor as well. So she couldn't say no when I asked her to present this afternoon, right? Okay, so she has worked as an educator for about 28 years. That's almost as long as I've been alive. So we know that she has a depth of experience. Yes, she She serves at the University of the West Indies Open Campus, Program Delivery Department in several capacities. E-tutor course developer, course reviewer, second examiner, and a research supervisor, and much more. So we're very happy to have her in our presence this afternoon. We're also going to have a testimonial from a student, a past student of UWI. And even when I spoke to her and I heard her testimony, it encouraged me greatly. And I just want to say to everyone out there, when you hear this testimonial, it doesn't matter where you start, but you know, it doesn't. Where you start does not determine where you end up. Okay, so that's something to look forward to. And then we're going to highlight one of the loans in particular that is offered here from the St. Kitts Cooperative Credit Union. That is our work and study loan. And that's a wonderful opportunity that is available, especially to you working class persons who have a desire to pursue your undergraduate, your graduate, master's, and PhD, and allows you that opportunity to get that done. So we're gonna have that this afternoon. So thank you once again for joining us this afternoon. And before I continue any further, I would like us to, wherever we are, stand, bow your heads, close your eyes, as we have a quick opening prayer. So let us pray. Dear Lord, most kind and Heavenly Father, I want to thank you for this privilege where we can come once again and speak to you for a little bit. I want to thank you for the opportunities that have been afforded to us that we may sometimes take for granted. I want to thank you for school. I want to thank you for education. I want to thank you for the credit union movement. Please bless us as we go into the proceedings, and may we have a wonderful afternoon. In your name I pray, amen. And before we continue and sit down, just hold 1 second. We'll now have our, I'll recite our, not recite, I'll read it, our credit union prayer. So the prayer is, Lord, make me an instrument of thy peace. Where there is hatred, let me sow love. Where there is injury, pardon. Where there is doubt, faith. Where there is despair, hope. Where there is darkness, joy. Where there is sadness, joy. O divine Master, grant that I may not so seek to be consoled as to console, to be understood as to understand, to be loved as to love. For it is in giving that we receive, it is in pardoning that we are pardoned, and it is in dying that we are born to eternal life. You may be seated. Thank you so much. If you were at home and you sat and you stood up with me and closed your eyes, thank you. Thank you so much. So like I said, it's going to be short and sweet, and it's going to be an information-packed afternoon. So I want you to turn up your speakers. I want you to glue your eyes to your monitors and just give us the next couple minutes of your time to get this experience and be educated. Yes? So before, I'm going to just do a quick highlight of Mrs. Gail Gray Phillip, who is originally from Jamaica and who found her love, a Kittitian man. A man from Sugar City, and he brought her back home, and she's here with us this afternoon, and we're very privileged to have her in our presence. As I said, she is the head of state at the St. Kitts UWI Open Campus. Pardon? St. Kitts Nevis UWI Open Campus, and she graciously accepted our invitation to come here this afternoon to speak to us. So, with no further ado, I'm sure you're tired of seeing me now. I'll now introduce Mrs. Gail Gray Phillip.
Thank you very much, Mr. Bradshaw, for that introduction. I sent you a brief bio, and you did not read anything from the bio. You went, you went off track into things that were not mentioned there. Well, thank you very much for the introduction. As he indicated, I'm Mrs. Gail Gray Phillip. I'm head of the site, St. Kitts and Nevis site of the University of the West Indies Open Campus. So good evening, everyone who is here present in person, and also persons who are joining us via Facebook and YouTube. I want to thank Mr. Bradshaw and his team for inviting me to make the presentation this evening. Adapting to the virtual learning environment, I was asked to inform the members of the St. Kitts Corporate Credit Union of the opportunities that are available, as Mr. Bradshaw mentioned, to stay at home and pursue education or upgrade your skills, doing professional development courses with the University of the West Indies Open Campus. Now, the St. Kitts Corporate Credit Union usually hosts these education forum, and usually in finance, budgeting, reading financial statements, that kind of thing, but today they're looking at education. I think it shows that the St. Kitts Corporate Union cares about their members. All right, so thanks again for the invitation. So I want to start off by looking at distance education. What is distance education? Distance education, as I'm sure you can guess, involves the students and the instructors. They're separated by geography. Your instructor may be here in St. Kitts, and you are located in Dominica. Or since we're here in St. Kitts, let me say your instructor may be located in Canada, and you are here in St. Kitts pursuing course with that instructor. So you're separated by geography. It could be separated by time, or both, for the majority of the instructional period. Learning materials are delivered via print, via audio recording, via videos, computer software, web-based programs, etc. And students are supported through mail, telephone, email, software, online technologies, and nowadays via WhatsApp. Now, why do educational institutions offer distance education? It is to increase accessibility to persons who may reside in underserved areas. For the University of the West Indies, as you all are aware, we have face-to-face campuses in Jamaica, in Barbados, in Trinidad and Tobago, and we have a new baby sister in Antigua. Now, the UE was established to serve the Caribbean region, all the countries from Belize to Trinidad. However, as I said before, we have face-to-face campus in just 4 countries. So in order to serve St. Kitts and Nevis, for example, right, we would offer distance education. It also increases accessibility to persons who have family or other obligations that prevent them from attending face-to-face classes, or persons who may not have had the opportunity to attend university for various reasons. Now, I'm here representing the UWI, and as I indicated before, it is, well, I'm not sure if I said it, but it was established in 1948, and as I indicated before, it was designed or established to cater to our region, from Belize all the way down to Trinidad. And in order to do this, the university established the extramural department. And the idea behind that was for outreach, to be able to get to countries like St. Kitts and Nevis via different programs. That evolved to the School of Continuing Studies, where we now partnered with institutions, for example, the Clarence Fitzroy Brand College, to offer first-year programs, and students will pursue 1 year, then go off to a main campus for the other 2 years. And we also, with the School of Continuing Studies, had face-to-face professional development courses for the persons locally. Then we became the UE Distance Education Center, and with that we started to use some telecommunications to deliver our programs. Persons will go to the university center in their country, here in St. Kitts, you will go to the University Center there, or the gardens, and you will participate in classes with persons in other countries. So we'll join the class all at the same time with persons in Trinidad, Dominica, wherever they are, and attend classes there, face-to-face, using the teleconferencing system. Then in 2008, we moved to fully online, and we established now what is called the UWI Open Campus. And our courses are fully online. The delivery is online. However, we do have a face-to-face examinations, mid-semester exams, and final exam. With COVID, though, we have moved to offering fully online. Now, virtual learning. This is defined as distance learning conducted in a virtual learning environment with electronic study content designed for self-paced or live web conferencing, online teaching, and tutoring. Now I have an image here. I'm not too sure if you're seeing the image now, the slide, with 3 little young men hanging on a line asking, is this what they mean by learning online? And they're left hanging. And this is the COVID-19 situation, right? I think what a lot of persons are experiencing now with their children being at home, learning online, is a little different to how we deliver our content. As I would have laid out before, we have years of experience in distance education. We have moved from mailing your material to you. We have moved from going to a local place to have your classes. We have moved from the teleconferencing. We're now into the virtual learning environment. And over that time, we have improved. We have learned from our mistakes, and we have improved on our skills. So the UWI Open Campus are the experts when it comes to teaching online, delivering content in an online environment. And so it was no surprise, therefore, in March, when our region started to feel the effect of the COVID-19 pandemic, where the UWI Open Campus was involved in training our regional educators to deliver courses online. And on the slide there, you should see a little bit of a news release indicating that we had teachers from St. Vincent and the Grenadines, Grenada, St. Lucia, BVI, St. Kitts and Nevis, Barbados, and Anguilla, all being trained by the UWI Open Campus to be able to deliver content in an online environment. And this training, the participants were college academic staff, primary and secondary school teachers, principals, education officers, persons in curriculum development. Now, why do persons enroll in an online distance program? And COVID is one reason. As Mr. Bradshaw said, you are unable to travel now to go overseas. But the distance program allows you to study anytime, any place, anywhere. You do not have to get up for 8 o'clock to rush to a lecture or to tutorials. You can get up at 2 o'clock, 3 o'clock, whatever time in the morning, and read your content and your material. You can do so while traveling on the bus. You can do so while sitting in rituals, right? So you can do so anytime, any place, anywhere. You can also do so while balancing work, family, and school. And another thing is that it is less costly. You do not have to pay for accommodation overseas. You do not have to travel, pay for tickets to travel overseas. So it is less costly. There are some factors, however, that affect learning via distance. And I believe one of these, we have students' misconceived perceptions of what is required of them as an online student. They believe that they can As I think I said study anytime, but there is some limit to it because there are deadlines, right? So after week 3, you may have an assignment to do, so you have to manage yourself within that time to be able to meet those deadlines. So I also think that they think that the programs are a little bit more flexible than they really are. So that there are some preconceived perceptions. Lack of support from family, friends, and the workplace. Learning online can be lonely. And you need that support from your family, friends, and workplace to encourage you along the way, to assist you at home. You don't have to wash the dishes because everybody knows you have assignment to do, that kind of thing, that support from home. Lack of creating an environment that is conducive to the learning. Persons are learning online, but yet they are still involved in all the extracurricular activities that they were involved with before they started to study online. So they don't create that learning environment. When you're on campus, you're in that environment. When you're studying online at home, you have to create that environment for yourself. Students sometimes lack commitment, right? Now, commitment is long-term. Yes, at first you may be motivated to pursue your studies. That is short-term. You're motivated to complete an assignment. You're motivated to do something short-term. But for long-term, if you're studying part-time over 4 or 5 years, you need that commitment. Persons sometimes lack that commitment. And sometimes they also lack finances. And we'll talk a little bit more later as to how the St. Kitts Corporate Credit Union can assist you in that aspect. Now I want to look a little bit at the programs that we offer at the UWI Open Campus. I have a little screenshot from our website, and it shows, this first slide shows the associate degree programs, certificate and diploma programs that we offer. Associate degree in administrative professional office management, associate degree in paralegal studies, certificate in human resource management, certificate in social work or diploma in social work, right? I'm not going to read the list, but you can easily go online and see all the programs that we offer in that associate degree diploma certificates. We have quite a bit of bachelor's programs. This is just a screenshot of some of them. Bachelor's of Education for secondary math teachers, trained and untrained. Bachelor's of Science, Banking and Finance. Bachelor's of Science in Entrepreneurship, in Sociology, in Psychology, in Financial Management, just to name a few. And as Mr. Bradshaw indicated earlier, we also have doctoral programs. We have the Doctor of Education in Teaching and Learning with Emerging Technologies, Doctor of Education in Leadership in Higher Education, of course our masters, various masters programs, and postgraduate diploma programs. So we have quite a range of programs that we offer at the University of the West Indies Open Campus. Now our admissions. We have normal level matriculation, but I think everybody knows, you know, how many CXCs and CAPE and that kind of thing. But we also have the lower level matriculation where you need 5 CSEC subjects, including English and math. English, math, and 3 other subjects. So you can start studies towards your degree with the University of the West Indies Open Campus without going to do CAPE, right? You can start after fifth form or after completing these, having attained these 5 subjects. But it's important to also note that if you do not have CSEC maths, we offer remedial math that you can do. And if you do not have CSEC English, we you will do the English language proficiency test. And if you pass that, you can continue with your studies. And we have no minimum age limit. You don't have to be 21 and over. You can apply at age 16 if you so desire. But except from the Faculty of Medicine, there's no minimum age. All right, so I wanted to point that out because persons, I think, believe that you must have English, you must have maths, you must have 5 subjects, but you can begin studies with the UWI Open Campus and do some remedial courses before you move on fully into your program. I also want to touch on the prior learning assessment. And prospective learners will have an opportunity to have the relevant learning from their workplace, on-the-job training, volunteer work, training seminars, workshops, and other courses assessed for academic credit. This is available for few programs, BSc in accounting, banking and finance, early childhood development and family studies, management studies, youth development work. So if you do not have CSEC subjects, however, you have on-the-job training, a lot of experience at work, you would be or could get admission with the prior learning assessment matriculation. I also want to point out the specially admitted students. We have some persons who are skeptical about learning online. Is it something for me? I don't want to be admitted to a program and then I realize it's not for me. So persons can apply to be specially admitted. They can register, pursue courses with the persons who are working towards a degree and get a feel of how the courses are delivered and whether this is for them. And then eventually they matriculate into the program. And persons who do not meet the requirement with the 5 subjects can enter through that special admissions process. Just to say that we are currently accepting applications for January 2021. And if you're interested in postgraduate studies, our deadline is December the 4th. And for undergraduate studies, that would be December 11th. And the link is displayed there at the bottom of the slide. And if needs be, you can visit the site for more information. Now, what persons always want to know is how much does this cost, right? Now, for our undergraduate program, it's about $30,000, a little less than that with all the courses, the 30 courses that you have to do, and all the administrative fees. The costs of the courses really depend on the credit. We have 3 credit, 4 credit courses, etc. But I just pulled out the 3 credit courses to give you an idea. For the undergraduate program, it's $972, and these are EC dollars. For our graduate master's program, non-doctoral programs, that's $1,782 for a 3 credit course. And for the doctoral programs, it's $2,098 for a 3 credit course. And of course, there are some additional guild fee, annual guild fee, technology fee, and one-time $14 ID card fee. And we do have a payment plan for persons who so desire. I want to also indicate that we have several scholarship opportunities, bursaries and grant. The ones listed for the at the summer in preparation for the semester that we're now in. They're all listed there just to give you an idea that there are scholarship opportunities also available for students who study with the UWI Open Campus. Now, I don't want to leave out the continuing and professional education courses and programs. This The CPE is located within Lifelong Learning and Workforce Development Framework. So those short professional development courses that we offer face-to-face in the evenings. Supervisory management is a common one, and advanced supervisory management, managing conflict, Excel. You know, we have various courses. On the slide I'm showing right now the courses that we're offering for semester 2, which is January to April of 2021. And we are trying to introduce some new courses, for example, project management, office administration, principles and practices, introduction to data analysis tools, managing public relation communications. Right, so we have quite a few courses. The flyers and the registration form, etc., will be available soon. Now, just to give you an idea as to how many persons are currently enrolled with the University of the West Indies Open Campus, St. Kitts and Nevis site. For the short professional development courses, we currently have 84 persons, and we're offering three courses right now, if I recall correctly, or 4. We have recently introduced managing property, and that's a popular one that we started this semester. Supervisory management, introductory Excel, customer service. Those are the 4 courses we have running at the moment. So we have 84 persons in that program. And in our degree, Senate approved programs, we have 230 persons across St. Kitts and Nevis. So that's 314 persons currently enrolled here pursuing professional development course or their degree programs via the UWI Open Campus. And my background is statistics, so I'll show some bar chart and statistical tables and that kind of thing. But just to show a breakdown here by gender, again by St. Kitts and Nevis. You see the blue bar for the males is rather low, but it's getting a little better, I find, compared to last academic year. We have more males coming in, but the females are leading when it comes to pursuing their further education. The next slide just shows a photo of where we are, the UWI Open Campus St. Kitts site. We're at the gardens. I'm sure you pass there all the time. And for Nevis, we're located in the Ministry of Education building, Marion Heights. That's our Nevis site. And the UWI Open Campus is located all over the region, as you can see here. We're located in Belize. We're located in Turks and Caicos, in Cayman, several sites in Trinidad and Tobago. We are in Antigua, Montserrat, etc. And just to say, persons always want to know about accreditation when it comes to their education. And yes, the UWI Open Campus is accredited. We gained re-accreditation because it expires and we go through the process again each time. So in last year, 2019, so for until 2026, so we have accreditation until June 17, 2026. Midway, we will have an evaluation, but we have no doubt that we will, of course, pass it again with flying colors. And I must say that the University of the West Indies is #1 in the Caribbean. It's in the top 1% in Latin America and the Caribbean, and it's in the top 1% of Golden Age universities globally. And this is from Times Higher Education, which is a UK-based ranking of universities. Golden Age universities are universities over 50 years and under 80 years. So we have a number of #1s under our hat when it comes to the University of the West Indies. So if you want to pay us a visit, we're open from Mondays to Fridays from 8 to 5 at the St. Kitts site. Before COVID, we went until 9. But because we're now online with our short courses, we close at 5 for now. And at the Nevis side from 8 to 4. Our phone number, 465-2190 for St. Kitts and 469-0389 for Nevis. And our email address is also on the slide. Feel free to give us a call at any time. The UE, the key attributes of the UE graduate, the university always wants to ensure that our graduates, when they leave, our graduate is a critical and creative thinker, an effective communicator with good interpersonal skills, IT skilled and information literate, innovative and entrepreneurial, globally aware and well-grounded in his/her regional identity, socially, culturally, and environmentally responsible, and guided by strong ethical values. I'm inviting you to like our Facebook page, UE Home Campus St. Kitts and Nevis, to get more information and to keep abreast of what we're up to. And I want to thank you very much for listening.
Thank you. Thank you very much for that information. Honestly, I thought it would have cost more to get a degree, and I was pleasantly surprised when I saw those prices. So we see that it is very affordable. So no one has any per se excuses, all right? This is, we're bringing the information so that it puts you in that position that you can use that information to be beneficial for you and the persons around you. So thank you so much, Mrs. Phillip, for that information. We appreciate it. And persons out there, take this opportunity. She mentioned the deadlines, December 4th and December 11th. Sign up. Take a chance. Say yes. All right? Okay, so up next, we're going to have a testimonial from a student. Her name is Mrs. Patrice Afortu Ofe. And she's a young lady from St. Kitts. And like I told you, I spoke to her and I was so impressed with her testimonial. And I think that, you know, just pay attention, listen to what she has to say. She gives you some tips and tricks as well for that when you do start the experience, what it may be like. And maybe you can relate to her as she talks about her experience. So up next, we have Mrs. Patrice.
Good afternoon, everyone. My name is Patrice Afortu Ofre. I graduated from Open Campus, University of the West Indies in 2018 with a first-class honors degree in management studies. Les Brown said the difference between a successful person and an unsuccessful person is the willingness to do the things today others won't do in order to have the things tomorrow others won't have. When I graduated from Keon High School in 2006, the only CXC subject that I passed was basic math with a grade 3. However, my spirit and soul yearned for something greater. I knew where I was at that moment in my life wasn't where I was supposed to be. So I decided to further my education so that I can have access to more opportunities. Firstly, I enrolled into night school. My fear of failure and lack of discipline caused me to quit night school about 3 times. In the end, I found a night school that was the right fit for me, and with the assistance and motivation of my instructor, Mr. Newish Nital, I passed 3 CXC subjects with all grade 1s. After accomplishing that goal, I set another goal for myself, which was to attend university. After months of procrastination, I finally decided to take the necessary steps to apply to Open Campus University of the West Indies. I chose this university because it offered me the advantage to advance my education while working and supporting myself. The staff was very professional and helpful. I did not have the necessary qualifications, so I entered through the matriculation program for 1 year, then transferred over to the bachelor's program. I applied with the assistance and guidance of Miss Sandra Isaac. When my application was accepted, I was overwhelmed and soaked in joy and happiness. Not only was I on a new path to achieving a lifelong goal, but I was making history and creating a new pathway for my family. I was the first in my family to ever attend university. I was blinded by my happiness that I never stopped to think about the challenges that I would face ahead on my new journey. My first semester was the hardest because I was now operating in a new dimension than what I was used to. I was now breathing and existing in a new atmosphere and had no prior experience or knowledge of existing in this new realm. I was expected to learn and process information at a much faster pace than what I was used to. I had difficulty understanding the studying material. It took me 2 hours to fully understand 2 pages of the study material, and my coursework grades were average. Very soon, my happiness and joy turned into anxiety and despair. The thought of failure captivated my mind. I was now facing a very high wall in front of me. I had two choices: quit or find a way to get through the wall. Through my persistence, perseverance, and resilience, I refused to quit. I pressed forward. The scripture said, think upon things that are lovely, things that are true, whatever is admirable and praiseworthy, start thinking on those things. So I did the necessary work to change my thoughts into positive ones. Instead of feeding my negative thinking, I started feeding my positive thinking. I made daily declaration and I started visioning myself accepting my degree with a first class honors. I started searching for a new strategy for getting through the wall that was standing before me, the wall that was blocking me from understanding and remembering the studying material. I spoke to other classmates, teachers, and Googled study strategies while also praying to God for guidance. After my research and analysis, I found out that I understand and process information at a faster pace by doing practical work. So I started practicing questions and past papers daily. When I read the study material, I tried to apply to real world scenarios to give me a better understanding. After adopting this strategy, within 2 months, the wall came crumbling down and I stepped into the land of honey and milk. I now understood what I was reading. I can easily study and understand a full chapter in about 2 hours. I was now guiding others and giving them studying tips, assisting them with assignments and exam preparation. My anxiety and despair transformed into happiness and inspiration. It is great to have a positive mindset and focus on positive thoughts. But without the hard work and sacrifice, you will never achieve those things that you desire. I dragged myself until I was able to walk on my own. I faced many more challenges while pursuing my degree. One of the other challenges that I faced while completing my degree was that of a financial storm. During the second year of my degree, life threw a curveball at me. While I had overcome a great mountain and now basking in a river of excellent grades and riding the wave of being an astonishing academic student, I had lost my job and had difficulty attaining a new one right away. As the months crept by, my savings swiftly dwindled away. My worries were now focused on how I will pay my tuition fees while keeping great grades. I went into survival mode, and with the knowledge that I had been gaining through UWI while doing my degree, I was able to make wise financial cuts to my budget. One of the shelters in this financial hurricane that I was now in that made this very trying period a little less uncomfortable was UWI's payment plan. The payment plan system that they offer to students helped to ease my worry and was really beneficial to me in this season of my life. Success is not a product of wishful thinking. But success is birthed out of determination and intrinsic motivation to work hard and smart. In order for me to be successful at UWI, I had to do the following. 1. Make many sacrifices. I had to be willing to give up those things and relationships that would not contribute to me receiving a first-class honors degree. Secondly, take responsibility. In order to be successful, I learned that I had to take responsibility for everything that happened in my life. To be successful, one has to develop a mindset of problem solving. When problems arise, instead of complaining or
Ladies and gentlemen, Mrs. K. Stanley Frederick.
Thank you, Mr. Bradshaw, for that introduction. Good evening, everyone. Welcome again to our live presentation, and I'll be sharing with you an amazing product that we offer at the St. Kitts Cooperative Credit Union. This product is known as our Work Study Loan. The Work Study Loan offers you the best of both worlds as it allows you to continue your work career while pursuing your educational goals. Whether you would like to complete your associates, bachelor's, master's, PhD, or any other type of academic certification, the Work Study Loan allows you to do that. How does it work? It is a revolving loan that operates similarly to that of a line of credit, where you can borrow a specific amount to cover your education expenses, such as tuition fees, books, laptop, printers, or any other costs associated with your studies, and also for graduation expenses. The funds would be dispersed upon request. As you complete each course or semester, you would request additional funds to pay for your upcoming semester or for any learning material. While doing your studies, and as you continue to make your monthly payments, your balance will be reduced over time and funds would be made available to you. Details of the Work Study Loan. The limit for the Work Study Loan has been increased from $30,000 to $54,000, which is the equivalent of $20,000 US. And so you can borrow up to $54,000. We recognize that the demand for study loans is extensive, and we want to ensure that we meet the needs of all of our members, especially where education is concerned. The loan the term of repayment is 6 years. The facility is unsecured, hence no down payment is required. It has an attractive interest rate of 9% per annum, a mandatory savings plan of 5% of the approved limit, and the approval process is fast and easy. Requirements of the work-study loan: you must be able to provide us with a job letter and most recent payslip, an acceptance letter from the school or university, invoices confirming cost of tuition or learning material, laptops, etc., mandatory salary deduction from your place of employment, proof of address such as recent utility bill or a bank statement not older than 3 months, 2 forms of valid government issue IDs, and of course you must have an account with the St. Kitts Cooperative Credit Union with at least $500 in shares. So for example, if you were to take the maximum amount of credit, $54,000, your term of repayment would be 6 years with an interest rate of 9%, and so your monthly payment will work out to be $971, with a savings plan of $225 monthly. I encourage you to take advantage of this offer. You can visit us or apply online at www.skccu.com. Thank you for listening.
Thank you so much, Mrs. Frederick. So, ladies and gentlemen, this brings us to almost the close of this education forum this afternoon. But before I close, I just want to, like I said, just encourage you to take advantage of the opportunities that are available to us. We realize that there's so many opportunities that we may not have known about that we would have learned about today. So I'm encouraging you to definitely take advantage of those opportunities. But before I close, I really need to give special thanks and a special shout out to all our participants this afternoon. So I want to thank Mrs. Gail Gray-Phillip for gracing us with her presence this afternoon and for ably informing all our participants about the UWI Open Campus here in St. Kitts and the opportunities available to us as well. I would like to thank Mrs. Patrice Ofotu-Ofre for her testimony about her experience, and being able to be so relatable and so open within expressing herself and realizing that, I think sometimes we look at situations and we say that we can't do it. Where if you look around, you realize that others have been able to get it done, so what's stopping you from doing it? So understand that nothing can stop you from accomplishing what you want to accomplish. So thank you, Patrice, for your testimony. I would also like to thank Mrs. K. Stanley Frederick for telling us about the work and study loan. So you realize that what the credit union has tried to do is make a facility available that is very affordable, very easy to make the criteria for, and so we've provided an opportunity to our membership. So I encourage you, once again, take these opportunities that come to you, because you can't lose on a degree. And I'm not saying a degree is everything, but you have only things to gain from accomplishing that goal. And then I would like to thank my technical staff. I have a lovely team within SKCCU that, we meet together, we put our heads together, and things happen. So I'd like to thank Ms. Shaloida Hewlett and Mr. Navi Postad, and also our CEO, Mrs. Janet Harris. Thank you for your support as well. I appreciate you guys greatly, and I guess I could thank myself a little bit for being the host. But yes, I don't think we had any questions online. So feel free to reach out. The information was provided on how to contact the UWI campus, and it's very easy to reach out to SKCCU as well. You could just send us a message on Facebook. We're very responsive. So feel free to do that if you have any questions. And All of this is a part of our Credit Union Week of activities. And you know, one of the beautiful things about the credit union is that we're not per se for profit. We're about each one helping one another. So it's more or less a community of people that come together to uplift and to build each other. And that's definitely one of the goals that we have in even having a forum of this nature. So happy Credit Union Week, everyone. Feel free to visit your credit unions this week and see what's happening, because there are some plans that have been made available to us. So once again, thank you. Have a blessed night. Stay well. God bless. Good night.